Wow, that was awesome. Good dogs. What good timing. Just turning the camera on here to do some thoughts from the trail, and the dogs put up a grouse. Sun setting. What a day. Oh man, God's country. Hey, how's everybody doing? It's been a while since I done a thoughts from the trail. Just getting out for just a casual rut, get the dogs out. Emptied a clip through the Glock, little pew pew therapy. I'm just thinking this week, it's this idea of, it was actually in a conversation with somebody I know quite well, and the topic of failure came up. And I wouldn't necessarily say it was a disagreement. We had differences of opinion as to how to view, basically that failure, in its simplest form. To fail is to just not be successful at, achieving one's goals. And that doesn't mean like necessarily life goals, but even just at a more micro level, just like goal for the day. And this idea that failure is like really negative is that's a way to look at, that it's not a super helpful way, or just that this idea of this negative sort of emotion that comes with the idea of failing. And I completely disagree. I fail every day on some level. And I think that in this day and age, people see, like, it's almost like it's not allowed. Like kids are no longer allowed to fail. There's a goddamn blue ribbon for everybody. And it just really muddies the waters. It weakens our race. It allows us to think that just showing up, being average is all right, when it's not. And if we can instead look at failures as an opportunity for growth. And in this particular conversation, what I said was that, I've always viewed failing as like, I'm learning, and now I know what I won't do next time. A business advisor once told me, fail faster, quickest way to success. And he's right. I totally believe that. Like I said, I fail every day in some capacity, whether it be time management, whether it be big projects, completion of, or maybe not taking the path that I wanted to. I think that's why I enjoy hunting so much, because it allows me to test myself in that way. You either are successful and you bring the animal home to feed your family, or you failed for the day and you didn't. It really is that simple. And rather than seeing that as a negative, I see it as a positive. And I really encourage others to see it that way also. See that failure as an opportunity for growth, as an opportunity to be more successful in the future, as an opportunity to learn, to move forward, rather than to stagnate, which is, it's like this parasitic stagnation in the world these days that just, again, showing up is okay. And it's super unfortunate. And social media certainly doesn't help this whole thing, because people get this really convoluted idea of what reality is. And so I can understand where that makes it really hard, like to see yourself as having success in the midst of these failures. But those individuals, especially children, I get to work with young athletes all the time, and I really try to drive this home that we have these opportunities to both to see these failures, or to see our training, use training as that like conduit for growing and getting stronger. It's not going to be perfect every day, and that's all right. But also know that if you didn't do it right, it's time to go back to the drawing board and do it better next time. And again, that's what's going to allow you to find the greatest growth and the greatest success in life, is if you can adopt that mindset, that growth mindset, and understand that there's nothing wrong with failure. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is a natural part of our evolution as human beings, but also of finding success in whatever adventure you might be on, whatever age you might be, So, stress, failure, it's not an option. It's a biological requirement. And if you can start to see it that way, you're going to find probably more peace in your life and be okay with some of the struggles. Trust me, I'm not perfect. I have them all the time. But our inner dialogue is really, really important to just living a more fulfilling life. And making sure that inner dialogue, when it comes to, making it through some of these obstacles, these hurdles in life, making sure that inner voice is urging you to keep going, is pushing you forward, and seeing, again, these opportunities for failure as an opportunity also for growth. Okay, so when we can start to see it that way, you're going to find a lot more success. I think the stars are going to start to align. And if you're a parent, coach, both, really, that's a super important trait to instill in your kids, because they're going to be more successful and potentially be a lot less confused in this really strange world that we live in these days. So yeah. Keep charging, guys. We'll see you next time.